Now we have a nice understanding of like and unlike fractions. The next thing that we are going to discuss, as we told in our earlier video, that we will learn how to compare fractions. So let's first start with the like fractions. And I'm going to use the same diagram that I used in the video of like and unlike fractions. Let's take this particular one for like fractions. Control C, and in this video, as we are only going to discuss about the like fraction, comparison of like fractions, and not about the unlike fractions. For unlike fractions, we will discuss in the next video. So this was our block divided into 5 equal parts, these two blocks. Then we discussed that it is actually the shaded portion is representing the fraction represented by these two portions, shaded portions will be 2 by 5, and the fraction represented by these three portions, shaded portions, will be 3 by 5. Since the denominator representing the total number of equal parts in which these two blocks have been divided into are equal, that makes it a like fraction. And if I ask you that which fraction is larger, then you can say that since both these two blocks have been divided into 5 equal parts, and taking two parts, 1 part and 2 part, of course, will be smaller than the 3 part, right? That makes sense. Since the blocks are of same length, are exactly same blocks, and therefore 2 portions of this block will of course be smaller than the 3 portions of this block. Therefore, we will say that this fraction is greater than this one. Okay, 3 by 5 is greater than 2 by 5. Now, it's a small fraction, like we are talking about a small fraction. What about if this was, let's say if this was 99 and it is, say, 180, and this is 170 by divided by 180. Doesn't matter whether numerator or denominator. I mean, if doesn't matter how larger a fraction is or how small a fraction is. If the given fractions are like fractions, what is the condition of like fraction? Like fraction has the same denominator. If two fractions or three fractions or whatever fractions have same denominator, in this case you have 180 and 180, that means it is a like fraction. The theory behind, the reason behind a like fraction we have discussed very deeply. I'm not going to repeat that. Please go to the video on like and unlike fractions and watch that. However, if this is the condition where denominator is same, that will be a like fraction. It means that if you think about this block and this block has been divided into 180 equal parts, and this block has also been divided into 180 equal parts. I mean, just for to think in that way. So if this block has been divided into 180 parts and this block has also been divided into 180 equal parts, so which part will be greater, the 99 shaded portions or 170 shaded portions? Of course you will say that, hey, 170 is greater than 99. Of course the shaded portions, 170 shaded portions will be larger than 99 shaded portions. Therefore we can say that this fraction that is representing 170 shaded portions will be greater than this fraction which is representing 99 shaded portions out of 180. Therefore 170 by 180 will be greater than 99 by 180. If you want to take larger fractions, more larger fractions, then let's say that you have 1099 divided by 2000, and it is 1 1 and 1 divided by 2000. If this is the condition. Again, think of these two blocks. This block has been divided into 2000 equal parts. This block has been divided into 2000 equal parts. I'm talking about 1099 shaded portions of this block, and I'm talking about 1111 shaded portions of this block. So this fraction is representing 1111 shaded portions out of 2000, and this fraction is representing for this block 1099 shaded portions out of 2000 equal parts. So which number will be greater? You will say that, hey, this 1111 is greater than 1099. Of course, this fraction will be greater. That is, the fraction represented for 1111 shaded portions out of 2000 equal parts will be greater than 1099 shaded portions. Fractions represented for 1099 shaded portions out of 2000 equal blocks. So we will say that 1111 by 2000 is greater than 1099 by 2000. Okay, then what's the rule? The rule is in like fractions, that fraction will be the larger or the greater, which will have greater numerator. So if you in like fractions, your numerator is larger or greater, then that fraction will be larger or greater. Let's say that it was 1099 by 2000, 1111 by 2000, and then it was, let's say that it was 888 by 2000, and it was 1579 by 2000. So now if you are asked to write these fractions, 4 fractions, into increasing order. Now, increasing order means starting from a smaller one and going to the larger one. Then in this case, which one will be the smaller? Of course, this 888 is smaller of all these 4 numerators. Therefore, 888 divided by 2000, this will be the smallest one. Therefore, this sign less than. Which one will be the next smaller one? Since 1099 is smaller than this one and this one, therefore this will be 1099 by 2000. This will be smaller than which one? Out of these two numerators, this is smaller, and for this 1111 by 2000, and the largest one will be 1579 by 2000. So this is your way to compare like fractions. Okay. In the next video, we will discuss about comparison of unlike fractions. Concept will remain the same. What we discussed here and what we discussed in the like and unlike fractions video. Okay. The same block concept we will use, and the same thing what we use to show how we compare like and like fractions. Something similar to this only you will discuss in the video on unlike fractions.